Namaskar, everybody. Once again, welcome to English ESLV. And if you remember, in the last chapter, we learned how we make the breakfast. And today, we are going to tell how we eat the breakfast. Because after making the breakfast, what one can obviously do is eating that. Now, in that case, we make choice. Suppose, if you take my case, if I have time, I prefer eating at home. But if I don't find time or if I'm scanting with time, I take the breakfast along and stuff myself during my travel. And in this chapter, you're going to learn how you're going to tell the people how do you take breakfast if you are at home. So let's learn that. So when my brother and I start eating breakfast, the first thing we do is that we sit down at the table. Before we move on, let me clear two things here. The first is the use of the phrase I and my brother. You might have heard people saying my brother and me, my mother and me, or me and my mother. What's wrong in that? Actually, the use of object pronoun me at a subject place is wrong thing here. Right? Object pronoun comes at object place, subject pronoun comes at subject place. So here we should rather say I and my brother or I and my mother or my mother and I, instead of saying me and my mother or me and my brother or my brother and me. That's wrong. The second point is that why sitting down at the table? Often children ask me this question. They get confused between sitting down at the table or sitting down on the table. So why sitting down at the table? Actually, if you're saying that I'm sitting on the table, that means you are trying to say that you are sitting on top of the table and you are using your table as your chair. So in 99% of the cases, you don't mean that. So we say we are sitting down at the table. That means we are sitting down in a chair and there is a table in front of us and we use that table for various purposes like writing something or eating breakfast or eating dinner or doing work or doing job, right? Now let's move on. So I drink some coffee from my mug because I prefer to drink coffee, and then I eat some cereal. And my brother prefers to drink some tea, so he drinks tea and he take the toast and an egg, and sometimes he dips his toast into the egg yolk. What does dip means? Dip means to dip solid into liquids, and in our culture we also do the same way. We dip the flatbread into the lentil soup and we dip some toast into our tea, and I remember I used to dip my toast into my mom's tea. And as we eat, we read the newspaper and talk a little bit. And after eating, the first thing we do is we wipe our lips. Don't wipe your face with that tissue. Just wipe your lips and then we leave the table. So this is how I eat the breakfast.